I'm Una Forde, Managing Director of the Ballinglen Arts Foundation. As part of the Ballina Fringe Festival, I'd like to share a glimpse of what we do here at the newly opened Ballinglen Museum of Art and the Foundation Residency and Educational Programme. Hope you enjoy the range of what we do and visit sometime soon. You can keep up to date on what we do on our Facebook and Instagram page.
Hi, my name is Roisin O'Sullivan and I'm here for a 2-week residency at the Ballinglen Arts Foundation, which was awarded to me as a bursary by the Cork County Council. The opportunity to come here has been amazing for me because my work is inspired by the landscape, and residency has given me time to reflect on my practice and really explore the countryside of Mayo. Because my work is influenced by the landscape, but it takes on an abstract form through the studio process. So I guess I'm interested in materials, surface and experimentation. So when I come back into the studio, it's very much an intuitive process of how I react to the surface of my materials.
My name is Gareth Kennedy and I've been here for the last 12 days in the Ballinglen. As a kind of follow-up to the kind of Tír sculpture trail that happened here back in 1993, I've been kind of working with a local community in the Dunquicon Peninsula on a kind of making an experimental material culture to kind of bury in the landscape as a kind of time right, and the idea being to produce this for the now with regards to recent history in the area, but also a very kind of deep archaeological history in the area, and then to recover this material in 25 years time. Arriving here in Ballinglen has been really superb kind of location and context for that, to kind of just to get to grips with like 3 years of material and to kind of process that and to critically interrogate that towards publication and exhibition.
When I came here at first, which I think was in about 2013, I think, it was one of the things I noticed, as well as the scenery, naturally enough, all the lovely cows, they were so peaceful, and any time you went to a hedge to photograph them, they kind of come towards you. So then I went to the mart, and I just thought that was absolutely fascinating, between the different colours and the surfaces and the galvanised and the wet and all that kind of stuff was really nice, plus the human element as well. I had the show here then, it was mostly the march was the main thing, as well as and I think a lot of I didn't want the people to be recognisable, but I think some people recognised people by their sort of gestures or their demeanour, you know. So I've been back loads of times since, and this particular time I hardly know what to paint because it's so overwhelming, probably from being locked up for 3 months. I'm out on the way to the Cage of Fields and in the Peter Maxwell cottage, which has the most stunning views of Dún Briste, which changes by the minute. You know, it's just fabulous. From, you know, you could wake up at 6 o'clock and this spectacular view where you can see just, it's beautiful, or else you can't see a thing, which isn't the case most of the time, I have to say. So it's just, I love coming back and love all the people here and the centres. When the schools come, sometimes they come up to your studio and they ask questions. And around the time of the exhibition of the march, they were saying, "Do you know my uncle?" And mentioning his name, and so they were actually very interested in the subject as well, really.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
Like rollers in the hair?
What's the
You guys do that?
My used to wear them too.
Yeah? Yeah, okay.
It's funny, but you know, the usual thing is that now that it's coming towards the end of last week, I just want to stay. I suppose one thing that I've been thinking about was that so much painting that I see, I feel that it's very rhetorical. You know? It's like, or it's about the language of painting. And I'm kind of tired of it. I want the paintings to not be about the language, but the language actually saying something, not just about the grammar or the syntax. Exactly what is it saying? So that's kind of on my mind at the moment. And on Friday, I got a message from Jeff telling me that Ron Gorchoff had died. And he was a great painter, but 90 years old. I worked with him for a little while.
Did you?
Yeah. And he came to my studio. And he was a fascinating man. But I was reading an article where he gave an interview with somebody on the Brooklyn Rail, is that the magazine?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how, you know, in the 70s, in the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s, where critical discourse about painting and painting being dead. And he was like, well, you know, it's been around for 40,000 years. There's a possibility it might go on for a little while. And, you know, I think I feel the same about it. You know, it's like, I don't understand that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's, but it, and I think he's somebody who actually pursued it his whole life. So he's a great example from that point of view. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to do orange turquoise. So that's the, I think that's the Jackson's one down there. Greys, but it kind of will do. You can see they're quite zingy, those colours. Yeah. Those are just take it along. It's going greeny. When you see it going greeny, you come the other way, so you kind of play with that. Orange. This is one of my favourite greys. This is the one. If you know my work, you'll know that that's what you see all the time. This is the colour I use all the time. It's such an interesting grey. Okay.
Oh, it's lovely. Oh, I like that. Never heard of it. Is that silver? It's more orange. I think I have.
It looks a bit more green on there because I haven't mixed it up so much, but you can see the sort of the turquoisey blue coming in, you know, underneath there. But you know, those are three sort of different greys. I'm going to show you. This is going to turn out like a bit more of a violet, but it'll help you explain something. So here's my ultramarine blue. Okay. You will all recognise that shade of whatever that is. And here's my Venetian red. So it takes a bit of mixing. And this is a beautiful grey. Oh my goodness, sit there with ultramarine blue. There's a violet grey. It's just such a beautiful grey. I've used that grey a lot. It's just such a great grey. It's a violet grey. It sits with the green greys, and I use all those. Those are all my friends.
This is black and white.
This is black and white.
You said ultramarine and raw.
So you can see what this is like in comparison. Yeah, it's useful, but it's very cold. It's not that common in the landscape. The landscape's, you know, a very earthy place. You'd have to then start adding raw sienna into it and all that. But I'm saying if you mix your greys from two colours, there's so much more energy and vibrancy within those greys.
you.